and the most sports group. Today we have an exciting lineup of speakers in order. Larry H. Miller, company CEO Steve Starks, club owner David Blitzer, Larry H. Miller, company board chairman Stephen Miller, and Major League Soccer Commissioner Don Garber and National Women's Soccer League Commissioner Jessica Berman, and Governor Spencer Cox. Following our remarks today, we'll have the opportunities for 1v1s and the media interviews. But first, I'm very excited. Let's get started and roll this video. This place is special. The beauty of our mountains, the vibrancy of our state, our iconic landmarks. But what really sets us apart? The people. We're passionate. We put in work. And most importantly, we believe. Not only in ourselves, but what this place can and will become. And today, we're honored to announce the newest member of our family. A name that has defined unity, connection, stewardship, and experience as the pioneers of professional sports in Utah. A name that believes in not only where we come from, but where we're headed. So welcome to the RSL family, Miller Sports and Entertainment. The riot is where life takes place.
Good morning, and thank you, Brian. Thank you, all of you, for being here. We are humbled and grateful for this announcement. I can tell you that one thing I already like better about soccer is the height of the podiums versus the NBA. And so I'm grateful for that. We're off to a good start. 20 years ago, as Brian mentioned, Real Salt Lake played its first game in Utah. And then in the 2 decades since that time, both Real Salt Lake and the Utah Royals have become a wonderful part of the community and have built passionate fan bases. Now, 20 years later, we are excited to announce Miller Family and Miller Sports and Entertainment have finalized our acquisition of the controlling interest in both Real Salt Lake and the Utah Royals. We are humbled again by this opportunity to become stewards of these franchises and to build on the strong foundation and legacy that has been built over these decades. And we couldn't be happier that David Blitzer continues to be invested and a partner in the club. David first became the first person, although he denies this, we did fact check it, the first person to own franchises in the NFL, the NBA, NHL, Major League Soccer, I might be missing one, and 8 European soccer teams. He is a sports icon and legend. We're grateful for his partnership. This partnership came together really easily because we share a commitment to building community and culture, championship teams in a values-based way. And again, we're thrilled to remain his partner. We also want to thank the other individuals, many of whom are here today, who remain invested in these clubs. This is a great collection of individuals from all over the country, leaders in business and finance and sports, and we're honored to be your partner and grateful that you have chosen to stay in, and we look forward to building together. We also want to thank Ryan and Ashley Smith, who became a local investor with David Blitzer in 2022. And while they will no longer be investors or owners in the club, we're grateful for their contribution during that time. Today's announcement reflects the Miller family's legacy of sports leadership and the next generation's passion and ongoing commitment to Utah and in helping build the community through sports. Utah has incredible momentum right now. It is the world's most popular, has incredible momentum right now. It's the youngest state in the country, the fastest growing state, has a top economy. There are great tailwinds. We are excited to see the Olympics come back in 2034. The tailwinds align really complementary with soccer. Soccer is the world's most global sport, most popular sport, and it has enormous tailwinds and about to have that in this country as well. We will have the Men's World Cup here, the Los Angeles 28 Olympics, the Women's World Cup in 2031. And so we're excited about Utah, we're excited about the future of soccer, and are grateful for the momentum behind both of those great institutions. Our organization had the opportunity to meet with players from both teams this week, and we were humbled and excited to meet with these amazing athletes that represent over 14 countries. We met with them, and you could feel their hunger to be great at what they do, their enthusiasm for the sport. And we all left that meeting even more excited about this investment and this acquisition. And we're excited to tell their story. We believe that some of these athletes have a story to tell, and we ask that you help tell that story. This place has passionate fans. We fill this place, and we ask that you help tell the story of these athletes, and particularly on the Royals side, as they've re-entered the market the last couple years. We're excited to tell that story and to embrace women's soccer in addition to the success that Real has had in the past. Today, we're also excited to announce a partnership with Unrivaled Sports. Unrivaled Sports is a David Blitzer-backed venture, and it's one of the largest organizations in the country that promotes youth sports at all levels. Andy Campion, who runs that organization, is here, and we're grateful to continue to invest in youth sports in this state. The Miller family helped build the Junior Jazz program to become the largest youth program in the NBA with 60,000 participants. Soccer has 100,000 youth and kids that play in this state, and it's the highest participation rate in the country. We promote health and wellness, the lessons that are learned when youth go play in a competitive environment, a team sport. It also helps give them a break from their phones. And so we're excited to promote youth soccer throughout the state, and you'll see us with some announcements, and this partnership with Unrivaled will help with that. And so again, we're honored. We're very excited about this. We're grateful for the passionate fan base that we have, and we pledge to be great stewards, to invest, to build together, and thank you again for your support today. And with that, I'm going to turn the time over to David Blitzer.
It's kind of tough to follow up Steve Starks. Thank you very much. I'm humbled to actually be here today, but I'd love to start by making some thank yous. So I'd like to start by thanking Gail Miller, Steve Miller, Greg Miller, and the entire Miller family. You're terrific, and I'm super excited to be partners with you on this exciting venture. I also want to thank the people who work so tirelessly here to bring us to this day. So Steve Starks, clearly, Scott Crace from Bolt Ventures, Michelle Smith, and all of the folks in the Miller Sports and Entertainment and Miller organization, along with the folks at Bolt Ventures, just put in an incredible amount of effort and worked incredibly cohesively to bring us to this announcement today. So thank you all for doing such an amazing job. I'm also very excited to work with everyone and continue to build on the successes of RSL and the Utah Royals, and ultimately bring championships to Utah. That's what we are all gunning for. The Millers obviously operate at the absolute highest standards in every way, ethics and community and doing business the right way and promoting the sport and health and youth. And so, again, we just couldn't be happier to be along for this journey. But I also want to give a huge thank you to John Kimball. John Kimball, somewhere right in front of me. John Kimball is an amazing person. He's an amazing executive. And John, I just want to thank you for what you've done for this city, these clubs, this state, and will continue to do. And so I'm excited to continue to work with you as well. Also, I hope that they're in the room, but a huge thank you to Kurt and Pablo from RSL, and to Kelly and to Jimmy from the Utah Royals. They're doing a super job with these teams, okay? Building on success at RSL, and obviously being able to bring the Utah Royals back to this great state only a year ago. And so we look forward to continuing to build on those successes. Thank you, for all that you do. The broader, don't get as much, limelight, but the broader teams here, the business teams here, the sporting teams here, everyone who works in this stadium, they're so proud to be part of this organization, to be part of this community. You feel it when you come into the stadium. You feel it when you're just having a conversation with the folks who work across this organization. And I just want to thank you all, because you don't get a lot of recognition, and you all put in incredible passion and talent into everything that you do. So thank you all, those nameless folks who I cannot go through today. It would just take too long. And then I'd like to give a shout out and thank you to Ryan and Ashley Smith. Ryan is a close friend of mine, and Ryan was incredibly supportive and engaged throughout this entire process and through these discussions, and genuinely feels that having this team now being controlled by the Miller family and having Gail Miller is a great, great day for the teams and for the community and for this city. So thank you, Ryan, very much. And last, but certainly not least, I would like to thank Commissioner Garber and Commissioner Berman. I could say a lot, but in the interest of time, I would just say they are amazing stewards of these organizations and this sport broadly. Their passion for the game is incredibly clear. If you get into conversations with either of them, which I encourage you to, you will feel and see that. And they've also been incredibly supportive of this market. They understand all of the things that Steve Starks just alluded to, and they as well have spent quality time with the Miller family, with this organization, and we just thank you for actually being able to both be out here today here in Utah. It's very much appreciated by all of us. And then I will just say, I have loved the last 3+ years. I still remember being out here in, I think it was January of 2022, and seeing, frankly, this stadium for the first time. I've been in Utah plenty of times, but I hadn't actually been in the stadium. And it's been an amazing journey getting to know this city, state, community, and helping to give soccer, helping to grow soccer in Utah. Soccer is one of my great passions. It's the sport I played from, the time I was, 5-ish years old, and I've continued that passion my entire life. So to be able to be part of that in this great state and city and organization is frankly an incredible privilege. It's also been extremely rewarding to continue to see the success of RSL, but to additionally bring the Utah Royals, as I mentioned, back to Utah. Being able to do that and join the NWSL was an incredible lift. It happened very quickly. To be able to put a quality team and organization on the pitch last season, I just want to thank everyone who was involved in making that a reality. Again, you're generally nameless, unfortunately, today, but you did an incredible job, and thank you. We're all so happy. And then going forward, I would just say, I'll finish with, it's truly an honor and a privilege to partner with the Miller family and Miller Sports and Entertainment. This next chapter for RSL and Utah Royals is going to be amazing. And I'm extremely excited to remain a part of this and to be partners with the family. I intend to remain highly engaged. I think particularly as it regards to soccer operations, where we think, given our global footprint, we can add a lot of value. But at its core, having spent so much time with the Millers, I just feel like when I think about, again, how they operate their businesses, how they look at community, how they look at family, how they look at kids and growing soccer, and the amazing job that they do broadly in the community, I'm going to learn a lot, and I'm excited to be on that journey with them going forward. So lastly, I wanted to thank all the fans and supporters. You make the magic at the end of the day. We will always, always strive to do the right thing and to make you proud of these fantastic teams and the great state of Utah. So thank you all very much, and I'm going to turn the mic over to my friend and partner, Steve Miller.
Thank you, David. The opportunity to partner with you and to be welcomed so warmly into the RSL club is truly a signature moment for our family. Steve Starks and I had the great opportunity to be in Chicago last week and to meet with the Major League Soccer Board of Governors. We were so impressed by the quality of the individuals and the other owners there and where soccer is going in America. We were also able to join Commissioner Berman and the team owners of the NWSL and share the same sentiment and excitement about joining women's soccer. Thank you to both commissioners for the trust. Thank you for allowing us to be along for this ride. Our mission is to enrich lives. We aim to be builders in all that we do, from building strong teams and world-class venues to investing in our communities. My parents, Larry and Gail, invested and purchased the Utah Jazz over 40 years ago because they loved this community and they wanted to see it stay safe and strong and to grow. Today, my brothers and I, along with the next generation of the Miller family members, we share that same passion for sports and for the community that we love. And we, along with Steve Starks and our entire executive team, our entire executive leadership have that same commitment. We also have they share that determination and love for making the places where life takes place. RSL Club's values align so closely with our family's values and the way that we think about professional sports. We love how soccer has grown here in Utah. We believe it's family friendly and that it builds communities. We built our business headquarters right here in Sandy, Utah, not far from where we stand. And we look forward and are grateful for the opportunity to continue to invest in the stadium here as well as in these strong teams. Now, it is my pleasure and my honor to welcome and to turn the time over to the MLS Commissioner, Don Garber. Commissioner.
Well, what a day. What a day. I thought I would take us back a little bit on a journey, and I apologize if I leave from my script, which was very carefully crafted by some folks, and just talk about what is happening with this sport in our country. I get asked a lot by those that have been involved in the other more established and older professional sports leagues in our country, when will soccer make it in America? And I'd like everybody to turn around and look at each other. And this is an example of a sport that has made it in our country. People that are part of the community at all levels, part of the community from a political system, from the church, from our business community, people that care about sport have all come together in an event that I will say, having been at every one of our team launches and been at every stadium announcement in our league, this is the largest event like this Major League Soccer has ever had. And I think it also speaks to something that Jessica and I were talking about last night. It's the first time that MLS and the NWSL have had an announcement where we've brought our two leagues together at all levels. And the fact that we together can take this sport and combine the power of what makes sport so important and how it can enrich and improve lives, particularly in a state like Utah that has such strong participation, speaks to the momentum and the vision and the opportunity that this sport, this club, and our sister club, the Royals, can have in just making our country a powerful soccer nation. So I want to say thank you to everybody, and I'll have some individual thank yous, but this is really, really a special moment. I also wanted to give a shout out to Brian Dunseth, who very quietly made his opening remarks. Brian scored the first goal for Real Salt Lake in their first game 20 years ago this week. Brian? And there's staff here from both teams, and I'm sure Jessica will point out some players. But when I think about, from a commissioner perspective, what are we trying to achieve when we build a league? We want to create opportunity for fans, opportunity for community, but we also want to create opportunity for players. So Brian came through the system, played for our country, and now he is involved in MLS from a media perspective, and is working. He's got a job in sport. Jason Kreis, if you can give a little, and your compatriot sitting here next to you, Nick. These are two guys that came through the youth system, that played for the United States, wore the flag on their chest, played for many, many years in our league. One of them's in our National Soccer Hall of Fame. This is the foundation that we've been trying to build for so long. And now, with the Miller family joining this great family of owners and partnering with David, who's done such an incredible job in sport, David, we are really proud of this new generation of sports team owners that have grown up playing the games, have been really successful in business, and you're the next generation that'll take all your values and all your experience and lift professional sport up to levels that I think will take it even higher than it is today. So that's what this is all about. I want to say thank you to everybody that's been a part of this journey and will be part of this journey going forward. To the Steves, we are really excited about working with you. Steve Starks is a very, very well-respected guy in the sports industry for everything that he's done. And the Miller family, for all of us that have been in the sports business for decades, to have you part of the MLS family is really something that we are honored and really proud of. So I will finish with those comments. I think, am I throwing it to Jessica? Thank you very much, everybody. Great day.
I'm going to second the height comment from you. Most of the time, I am the one who's bringing the mic down, so this is quite helpful. Thank you all for being here, and just want to echo some of what Commissioner Garber shared, which is that we have been, at the NWSL, a part of many announcements of recent team ownership sales. I believe with the growth of the league in the last 2.5 years, we've actually brought in 9 team new generation of owners into our league and had 4 expansion teams. So for better or worse, I've had a lot of these events over the last 3 years that I've been commissioner, and this is an incredible room. The energy, the excitement, the enthusiasm, the authenticity. I don't actually have not seen a single person look down at their phone or be distracted hanging on every word of everything that everyone has said. So thank you for your engagement and your support. I want to say a couple of things about the Utah Royals, and then, of course, about the ownership group. First, as it relates to the Utah Royals, this is a club that has a long history in Utah. Some of the best players in the history of our country have actually played here. Players like Kelly O'Hara and Becky Sauerbrunn and so many others. And so you have the combination of a long history of greatness with the fact that this is actually an expansion team. And it was actually the first expansion team that I presided over in my first year as commissioner. And I remember standing up on the podium with David and with Ryan Smith and all of the energy and enthusiasm and support for these incredible athletes who literally are the best in the world. And they play right here in Salt Lake City. And we're so proud of that. And equally thankful to David for identifying the Miller family. And of course, Steve and Greg, we had a wonderful dinner last night and excited to work with you. You told me I should refer to you as Starks so that we don't have to confuse the Steves, which we will definitely do. But I want to actually talk a little bit about Gail Miller, who I know in this room because you burst out into applause when her name was mentioned. She is an icon, and it is so fitting that the matriarch of this family is here as a role model for our athletes who I had lunch with yesterday, and to a person, when I asked them how their meeting with the new ownership group went, the first, second, third thing that was said was, we are so grateful to have an icon like Gail Miller here to learn from and to exemplify the values that we hope to live in this community. So thank you for your leadership. And for standing for the things that I think all women aspire to, which is to lead with humility, integrity, and with a standard of excellence that leave no doubt that your merits deserve all the accolades that you've received. So thank you. And finally, I just want to say that we have a match tonight, and I hope all of the energy in this room is there in that building, and hopefully we'll see so many of you there. We are so excited about the future of this club. And again, want to thank David Blitzer for finding this incredible partnership. And we know from our experience in sports, not just in soccer, but in other leagues, that having local ownership is so important. Your connectivity in the community is going to make these clubs what we all know and believe they can be. So thank you for all your support. And with that, I will turn it over to the governor.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to be here with you today. This is an exciting day for the state of Utah. I think all the important things have been said, and I'm the last one to say something. And so this is the part where everybody does look down at their phones, and that's okay. I'm used to it. Look, I want to thank the commissioners for being here. It means so much to have their presence here in our state right now. I want to thank David for his vision and foresight in sport and his willingness to invest in Utah. He's one of the best, if not the best in the world at doing this, and the fact that he cares about Utah, I think, says a lot about who we are and the way that we're perceived now across the country and all over the world. I have to thank the Miller family for everything, not just this, but all the things. Gail Miller is not just the matriarch of this family, she's the matriarch of this state. And we love her and we're so proud of her. Thank you. To Stephen and Greg, who are carrying on, and the rest of the family carrying on this legacy, when the history of sport in Utah is written, half the book is going to be about the Miller family. And that's why I'm so excited about this investment. These clubs mean so much to our state. We love soccer. We're the state of sport. I have to say, I was with some governors a couple weeks ago, and I was talking to one of the governors who was really excited about what was happening in their economy in another state in the country. And I didn't have the heart to share that Utah led the nation again in GDP growth last year. It was fine. But this governor said to me, and having much more success than predecessors. And the governor said, what I found is that I've had to focus on the things that we're really good at, had to really narrow our focus. We were trying to do too much. And I just had to focus on the things that we're good at, and we're doing those well. And I've thought a lot about that over the course of the past couple weeks. And I didn't have a real response to that, because in Utah we truly believe that we're good at everything, and that's our focus, including sport. We really do believe that this is the best place in the country for sport, and I think we're proving that over and over and over again. And so these investments matter. They matter in big ways and in small ways. One of the ways that we probably don't think enough about sport, but something I think about constantly, at a time when we're incredibly divided as a country, there are very few things now that bring us together. Religion doesn't bring us together like it once did. More and more people are leaving religion. Community isn't as strong across the country. More and more people don't know their neighbors. They're lonelier than ever before. Politics is really great to bring people together. That's the one thing that, it's at the heart of what's tearing us apart and dividing us. And then there's sport. It seems to be maybe the last thing that still unites us, that still brings us together, that still makes us feel like there's something bigger than us. Those rare moments in sport, I had one, I will say, just last week we were in Canada. Really interesting time to be the first governor in the country to visit Canada. And we're there, and we went to a Canadians hockey game. And They were trying to get into the playoffs. They're the last team in. They were playing Detroit. They won that night, and there's this euphoric moment. They were down. They came back and won. We're not Canadian. We have no ties to the team whatsoever. We spill out into the street. It's snowing in Quebec, in Montreal. The wind is blowing. It's awful, and you walk out and people are singing together and hugging each other, complete strangers. That's what sport does. It brings complete strangers together and unites us in ways that very little can. And this is the last thing I'll say. I don't think we realize in Utah how lucky we have been and are currently to have really good owners. I talk to friends across the country in lots of different sports who have very terrible ownership. Their fans are miserable. They make insane trades that we're talking about 40 days later. Things happen, and they don't happen here because there is a very high bar that has been set when it comes to ownership of professional sports, and that started with Larry H. Miller and Gail Miller. They set the bar for what it means to be good owners of teams. And it's because they weren't just in it for the money. In fact, when they started, they should not have been in it at all. It made no sense. They were taking risks that were, you've written about it, we've read about it. It didn't make sense to have a team here. It didn't seem like it was gonna last. Everybody was waiting for the team to be sold the next year. It was almost impossible that it happened. And here they are, they made money, they've been successful, they don't need to do this. And yet they're doing it. And they're doing it because they care about this place. They care about us, they care about Utah, they care about investing in the community. And that means something to all of us. So I guess I get to represent the 3.5 million people that call Utah home right now. And on behalf of those 3.5 million people, thank you for what you're doing to make Utah the very best state in the nation and the best state for sport. We love you and we're grateful for you. Thank you.
Well said, Governor. Well said. Thank you for those online here at America First Field for sharing this special day and this incredible moment. Thank you guys so much. You can find additional information online at rsl.com. We'll take a few key photos up here for about 10 minutes. Those who have been invited in the photos, please stay nearby. We'll have the opportunity for media availability over on the Eastern Terrace over the course of the next 20 minutes or so. Refreshments over on the west side. Get a drink, grab a scarf, grab a special cookie for the day. And for everyone, don't forget the Royals tonight, Real Salt Lake tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for sharing this moment.
Hey.